So if you've been following CRO and the Cronos token, there's been a lot of fear surrounding the future of this because of the famous unburn. But as a matter of fact, the price of CRO is actually higher after this burn proposal was passed than it was right before that uncertainty where it was not yet officially passed yet. The coin went from like 7 or 8 cents to 10 or 12 cents and currently is sitting at about 10 cents. But we do have to remain cautious because of the broader market. Now, I think that crypto.com is just going to straight up put this whole unburn fear behind it. They've done this historically as a company a lot, and they're continuing to move forward with big steps in advancing the company that is crypto.com. And I want to take you really through their roadmap, which has a lot of green check marks next to it. They've actually completed a lot on the roadmap. Look at what comes next, and then also take a peek at the immediate price action potential for CRO because of what's happening in the broader market. I'm sure you know by now that in just 2 days, we are going to get the tariffs coming into place. Tariffs are causing a lot of fear in the traditional market and in the crypto space. If you look at the stock market this morning, a lot of red. Bitcoin had some red, actually starting to find some green. I want to take a peek at if that green is going to last and if we can see moves to the upside or to the downside for CRO with you guys. So stick around to the end. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip. Do me a favor, tap that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and turn on that notification bell. Let's look at this to start. So as far as crypto.com, the company is concerned, they brought out this roadmap, okay, guys? And I'm not sure. I think is that the Australian file? I don't know why it's showing I'm in Australia because I'm not. The roadmap, looking at Q4, Q1, Q2. Okay, so Q4 2024. They had the Level Up launch, the web app, that crypto baskets, if you recall, where you can like invest in the Cronos basket or the Solana basket. Cronos AI dev tools, these are all launched. So if you see a green check mark, these have launched. Exchange expansion, they launched the US exchange very early in Q1 of 2025. Fiat on and off ramp expansion, expanding into Japan and other countries. Rewards on Bitcoin, they brought that to the table. Institutional custody, they've brought that to the table in Canada and other areas around the world. If you take a peek, they've offered stock and ETF trading on their platform. You can now trade Tesla stock through crypto.com, which is really, really neat. And eventually they want to make it so that you can trade that 24/7, because for now you can really only trade it when it's when the markets are open. The traditional markets are open Monday to Friday, and holidays when the markets are closed. Can't trade stocks yet, but Chris has many times talked about how he wants to be able to trade stocks 24/7. I think they're probably going to figure out a way to enable that. Either crypto.com or maybe the US government is going to make it so that, stocks trade 24/7. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but we're seeing crypto.com at least take steps in the right direction, and there's still other things to come. Stock options, which is coming later this year. You could trade stock options on the crypto.com app. Yield on cash, that's really awesome that's going to be coming. Credit cards to America at some point later this year. International bank accounts, business accounts. Can you imagine, guys, if people are managing their businesses through crypto.com as a bank account instead of using like a Chase? These are all the things that are going to help crypto.com continue to grow. They've got their stablecoin launch getting teased for Q3. Cronos 1, still don't have a lot of details on that. The Cronos ETF submission. We do know that for this Cronos ETF submission that the Trump family is partnered up with crypto.com for this, which is wild. And here we are, up 22.8% over the last 7 days. Again, we are higher than we were before the unburn proposal is passed, which is actually mind-blowing, right? But it's not that surprising because we also had the news of the Trump family partnership, which has kind of canceled out, I think, the price action that would have potentially been negative from the unburn. Because there was a lot of fears on the unburn. And on the whole of it, I don't love the unburn still. I think they could have done a lot of other things, but they're doing it. It's done. It's passed. It's coming. And got to find, what they're going to do with the coin next to decide whether this is a bullish coin or a bearish coin. And I think it's still a bullish coin because the crypto.com company is a successful company. And they've got so many partnerships. And this price action is also an indicator to say, all right, on the whole, people are buying. People use that 70 billion unburn as a buy the dip opportunity, which is what you do, guys. You buy when there's blood in the streets. Let's talk about the price action for CRO on the weekly time frame for total market cap. We had what I thought looked like a bullish retest off of 2.6 trillion. Here you go on the weekly candles. But then we just had yesterday a weekly candle close in the red, trying to find another bounce off 2.6 as we came right back down to these March 2024 highs. But this red candle kind of shows weakness in the market, and you tie that into the fact that Bitcoin dominance is shooting up, and there's fear in the traditional market because the tariffs are going live in just 2 days. 2 days from now, guys, these tariffs are going live. Despite the bullish price action on CRO after the unburn, despite all the beautiful things they're doing on the roadmap, nothing else matters except for the general market when it comes to price action. If total market cap is not going up and if Bitcoin is not going up, then there is an extremely high likelihood that CRO is going to have a very difficult time truly going up as well. Yes, it had a little bit of pump over the last 7 days. That's on some very specific news, but that's not a 2x, that's not a 5x, that's a, 30% some type of move, right? So looking at what comes next for CRO, let's just take a peek at what's happening. We had a very big spike after this Trump family partnership for these ETF news and after the burn proposal was officially passed. Now, it does look like it's turning over a little bit, and I'm not going to be surprised if Bitcoin, which is kind of broken out of this range, comes back up, retests the bottom of this range, kind of like this, zoop, zoop, and then kind of rejects back down and maybe even revisits a $70,000 price level. Perhaps we'll only visit somewhere in the 75 to 77 range. Perhaps we're only going to revisit some of these other lows at, 78 or something like that. But I do believe that with the tariff fears, it could cause a quick dip that could result in a massive buying opportunity. If Bitcoin slips down to 70K, you would potentially see Cronos come back down to that 7 or 6 cent level for one more buying opportunity before inevitably, I think we're going to find more upside in this bull market. I would be extremely shocked if Bitcoin slipped below 71K. And if Bitcoin slipped below, significantly below $70,000, you're probably going to see Crocoin find lower prices than we saw back in July of 2024 and maybe even in March here in 2025, which is not something that I want to see. But if Bitcoin slips to the downside, well, then the reality is altcoins will slip as well. I think that crypto.com and the Cronos coin have a bright future. And so when I see these dips, I know for people that haven't been able to accumulate the coin that are looking for buying opportunities, I know on these dips, these are the times to get them. Now, I've already accumulated Crow coins and I'm not DCAing in further because I've already established a nice position in CRO. And I don't really need to expand that further. And so, I'm expanding my altcoin portfolio in general. And if you don't have enough CRO for your personal portfolio yet, when you see dips, I think that these are accumulation zones. I think that, you buy when there's blood in the streets. Is the bear market over? I don't think that the bear market is over. I think we've got I don't think that the bear market's here. I don't think the bear market's coming. Is the bull market over? I think the bull market's not over. I think we've still got more time in this bull market. And I think we're going to see a lot higher prices for CRO. But in the meantime, I did want to give you guys a message that, 2 days left before tariffs go live, Bitcoin dominance is shooting up. Bitcoin is showing some potential weakness. And if Bitcoin slips back down, Crocoin could come lower, giving you discounts if you're trying to accumulate more CRO and you haven't had enough time to do so yet. I want to give you guys that update. I am bullish on CRO. I am bullish on crypto. I think that we've going to have a big explosion before the end of 2025 for crypto overall and CRO, I believe, included. So I want to give you guys a little update in this video because I know there's concerns over these tariffs and questions as to where CRO is standing after this unburn is passed. Well, the price action is standing higher than it was before, but you have to be cautious because on the broader market, traditional market showing weakness right now, Bitcoin has slipped a little bit. And so we got to keep an eye on that. That's all I have for you in this one, guys. If you want to do some trading on CRO, on Bitcoin, on your favorite altcoins, you could sign up for Blowfin using the link I've got pinned in the description down below. When you sign up for Blowfin, you get up to a $5,000 sign-up bonus. And when you deposit $100 in, you get a $10 XRP gift for free when you deposit $100. So check it out if you haven't done so already. DCA, HODL, do your own research, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor, not giving financial advice, but we love crypto here. We're going to keep the crypto content coming, talking about the latest news. I got 2 more videos for you right here if you want to check them out. I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace.